The Swarikpa is a life-sustaining knowledge in the ancient Buddhist medicine. It deals with the knowledge of the human body, anatomy, physiology, and cause of various ailments, is methodology of diagnosis, preventive and curative aspect of the medicine. History of the medicine is as old as Buddhism itself. More than 2,500 years ago, Buddha has delivered the basic concepts of this medicine for the welfare of the sentient being while he was in deep meditation in the forest of Smanla. Thereafter, countless Indians and Tibetan masters studied and developed and written many texts, treatises, and commentaries to form a present system of Swarikpa. Lot of literature exists which demonstrate the antiquities of Swarikpa or traditional medicine. Initially, these sciences were prevalent in India, where many eminent physicians and scientists like Kumarajiva, Atreya, Nagarjuna contributed greatly and served as a primary healthcare system in India during King Ashoka time and subsequent rulers of India. Then it was known either as a Buddhist medical system or a Hindu medical system. So around 8 AD, with the introduction of Buddhism in Tibet, this system was also simultaneously carried to Tibet and enriched greatly by the Tibetan medical masters like Yutak Gonbo and Tapol Harje and Lojawajin Chenzangpo. Then this system is known as the Tibetan medicine. About 900 years ago, the learning of the Buddhist medicine were introduced in the Western Himalayas, including Western Tibet and Ladakh region, by the great translator Rinchen Zampo, who brought many medical texts from Sanskrit from Kashmir and India and translated into Tibetan and Ladakhi's and introduced and practiced in Tibetan as well as Ladakh region, where the system is known as the Amchi system of medicine. So the traditional systems of evolution, Buddha has delivered as Swarikpa. When it was prevalent in India, it is called Buddhist medicine. When it goes to the Tibet, it is the Tibetan medicine. When you come to Ladakh, it is the Amchi system medicine. This is the evolution of it. It has become a very prevalent healing system and had been the only affordable source of healthcare system which exists in Ladakh till the independence of country, that is in 1947. Therapeutic knows no boundaries of geography, race, and culture. The experimental efficacy of the drugs is not merely restricted to the sophisticated laboratories. In fact, final core appeal is on the bedside of patient. In short, the Swarikpa system of medicine in Tibet, Ladakh, and Himalayan regions evolved gradually by the spiritual intuition of great lamas, saints, personal experience, constant use of this system, and also centuries of observation and adaptation. This system is formed. Ladakh was an independent country till 1938, when the Dogra rulers invaded Ladakh under the aegis of Zorawar Singh and annexed with the JNK, which I certainly feel is a historical mistake. Since then, the available patronage of subsequent kings of Ladakh has lost to this system. Gradually, it lost its glory and becomes like an emaciated child. Its sustenance and practice left to the only mercy of the practitioners who through lost their patronage and resources and financial viability. However, credit goes to them who by sheer faith, dedication and motivation preserve the system through an endangered species of knowledge. However, since then, three decades, this system gradually got a certain amount of energy by way of sponsorship, donations, and the government also giving allowances, very, very meager allowances to the practitioner. Many government medical institutions now, at this juncture, many government medical institutions, private study courses are conducted regularly, and lately Government of India has recognized this system as part of Indian system of medicine. The Swarikpa systems of medicine is still very popular, cheap, and efficacious as an alternative medicine, not only Himalayan region, even in many developed countries. Their mode of treatment, as they claim, is to create an equilibrium between mind, body, and the environment, rather than treating the disease separately itself. Medicine is mainly herbal and holistic medicine. Mainly herbal medicines have withstood the scientific testing, while others need to be undertaken to evaluate the safety and efficacy of the drugs. Over 2.5 millennium ago, Buddha emerged as a human scientist and omniscient physiologist. He explained that all animates and inanimates phenomena are manifestations of 5 cosmophysical energies, that is solid, liquid, and air, as well as space, embrace all the process of creation and the evolution of the universe. We call TEDxLeh in our language, and use the biology in that is we call TEDxLeh. So long these give cosmophysical energy function harmoniously, living beings remain in a state of sound health, and imbalance is called disease and disorder. Within the human body, there are vast areas of visible forces like energy current, constantly working for the function of the body and mind. Just as electrical current is invisible in the electrical wire, so the neural energy constantly flowing within, while the channel which we call a hum, it parallel to other dynamic forces which we call the Chixpa and Patkan, which are responsible for supply of secretion, hormones through various metabolic processes. There is a complex system of channels inside our body through which various kinds of energies like neural, vascular, lymphatics are transmitted different parts of the body. During the dawn of independence of the country, while I was undergoing a Soa Rigpa training under my grandfather, who was an eminent Amchi at those days, the plight of the Soa Rigpa was pathetic. Non-availability of good teachers and lack of infrastructures, as well as lack of literatures, treaties, and financial condition, and dismal study environment, and no other infrastructures available. However, existence of the cohesive social and harmony between the creating physician and patient is seen at that time. Village Amchi render free service to the community as part of social commitment and considered a meritorious service, while public in turn provide free service and free service to the domestic and agricultural activities of the Amchi. Amchis are most respected and considered the godfather of the community. Herbal medicine and mineral medicine are abundantly available in the mountains and green valleys. The villagers collect the raw material and dry it, preserve, and also offer to the Amchis in turn. The Amchis' relationship with mutual interdependence and inherent sense of participation, and indeed an admirable tradition. Further, there was a community's custom that 4 categories of people are exempted from the village tax and local tax. Who are those? They are the monks, nuns, and treating physician, the musician who is Galvamon, and then blacksmiths, the technicians. They render free service to the community freely. With the influx of tourists and sudden social development in visible condition, there is a the cultural shock occur in the people's mind. The noble tradition gradually less value. Now there is a mushroom growth of paid clinic around Leh town. This input, of course, improve the financial aspect of the Amchis and enrich the system. Gradually, notion of health have shifted to Ladakh as the biomedicines have become widely available. I was the first to bring the biomedicine in Ladakh. though with the availability of allopathic and biomedicine brought an enormous benefit in the field of human health. However, during the last 2-3 decades, even in the Western countries, this realization increasingly seen. Only biometric medicine is unable to address all the health problems faced by the people. These appears the multitude of health problems like mental, behavior, and physiological and psychological diseases. For them, other traditional medicine like Chinese, Ayurvedic, Soharipa medicine are found to be highly beneficial. The Amchi system is embedded in the cultural fabric of the population of Ladakh, provide a trusted, effective, and affordable answer to the health problem. Many persons believe that Soharipa system of medicine is merely empirical and symptomatic treatment, but it holds the own tradition, own rationality and scientific basis, to some extent who deeply devoid into it. However, Amchi should share the inherent complacency and should exert more and more to study and practice to compete with the other more developed systems. Now time has come, the herbal medicine need to be undertaken to evaluate its safety and efficacy, and its rather use should be carried out according with all the ethical guidelines of the medical system. To achieve this goal, government and central government and state government should make the sufficient funds to expert. Similarly, without any sort of prejudice, the Amchi should be constructive and should maintain a professional relationship with research collaboration with Amchis and our allopathic doctors. I know all the learned speakers on the dais today are while they have done pioneering works in the community. I think it is pertinent to share the ideas and their experience with the public so the future generation get inspiration, some sort of inspiration. How I become a doctor, I will tell you, because I am a trained physician also, at the same, this local physician, at the same time, by accidentally I become the first medical graduate, postgraduate in the history of Ladakh. It so happened in 1948, a fulminating and deadly epidemic of smallpox brought in my village, Tibetan. 100,000 people perished within few months. It was indeed like a wildfire and dreadful epidemic to the entire community. No Amchi medicine, who were very eminent also those days, found to be not effective, nor they could adopt any preventive medicine. Suddenly, the government of J&K sent a team of vaccinators, vaccinated other community members, and the measure could check the dreadful epidemic. As a child, suddenly wisdom arose in me. Why not I become a vaccinator? My grandfather was an influential Amchi even in late on level. On my initiative, he approached the government of Ladakh. There was a governor at that time, used to be in Ladakh, Khwaja Ghulam Qadir Gandarbali, I remember, who had sent me to the army hospital for 3 months training for the vaccinator. And immediately after the 3 months, appointed me as a vaccinator. I enthusiastically vaccinated thousands of people in Leh district. This gave me great sense of satisfaction, and ultimately, consequently, the smallpox and eliminated in the rest of Ladakh. My curiosity to know medicines was very strong and passionate. One day I asked my senior dispensing techniques, you see, please teach me some dispensing technique with some medicine. He got so angry with the red face. He showed me the vaccinated needle. Look here, why you have to spend your lifetime with this needle, and you cannot expect anything in your life. I immediately thrown the needle on the table and left the hospital as a vaccinator. And luckily the government high school were next to that. I relayed the episode to my headmaster and our board to accept, and he has very appreciated my sentiments, you see, then immediately he admitted me during the admission in the 6th class. He said, don't worry, boy, you go and continue this study and you become a doctor if you wish. Then I had done it, but alas, the plight of the high school was so pathetic. There was no mathematics teachers, no science teachers, only available qualified teacher was the headmaster, Jordan. It was all matriculate and 7 pass or 8 pass teachers. How can we continue? Then all the 9th and 10th students, they left the school, and 2 of us left because I was very passionate to become a doctor. Then what happens, one day I asked my other boy, why not to agitate against this? This is a very pathetic story. We will raise the agitation, and we won against the government and the government high school. I ran the high school for 7 days. I think some of the speakers are with me because they are my contemporaries. They will not forget it. Then I ran the high school for 7 days. And immediately, with this became a very effective central government and state government officials came, and they patiently hear our difficulties, and they sent us some teachers by air, and we studied the mathematics and science for 2 or 3 months, and then ultimately I got in the 1st division. Then I went to Srinagar for study against the wishes of my friends. They wanted to become me as a good Amchi rather than a doctor. And as soon as coming here as a medical graduate, I thought I must do something for the education. And Sham is a one part of Ladakh, see. I will just live with the education system of this one, Sham people. I formed a society in which I collected money from the gazetted. I was the alone gazette officer, 5 rupees and 3 rupees from the teachers and pataviris and 2 rupees for peon who are serving in Ladakh. And we collected some money. Some of the younger generation, they wanted to do post-graduate studies. We just initiated and give a little bit of financial emolument to them. They went, and today I'm happy to say that all the head requirements of Ladakh are from Sham, whether political eminence also, lawyer also, doctor also, engineer from Sham area mostly. So I'm highly satisfied with that one. And third one innovative thing what I did is, because it is pertinent to speak out today, that one day I was with Mr. Narbu. He was the only, this one, qualified engineer, first engineer of Ladakh. I was the first medical, so we have a good relation. I was sitting in the office. There was a big glaze, you see, 2 feet by 3 feet window. And he told me, Smanla, look here, I am so comfortable on the table because lot of solar light is coming there. I am very comfortable. Immediately it struck me, if it is so, why not build one fully solarized room? Then I constructed a solarized room. This is the first solarized room in Ladakh, and people used to come to see that. Now today there are, every house has got a solar. But the functional part of it is of course lost because they wanted to make a very comfortable sitting room, but instead of using functioning. Third one, there was not a single car in Ladakh. It was craze for me, why not Ladakh should also ride in the car? So I purchased a Maruti car. At that time I was a small one, everybody agreed to me. In 1982, only that car was running in the whole of Ladakh. And DC used to have one jeep and some army officer used to come. Now today you see the effect of that. I not spend anything, but a little bit of praise I had done it. Then apart from that, and I was only doctors in the lay, everybody used to call me for consultation in the house. I used to go in winter months in every house with the blood pressure machine stethoscope. One day it came me, why should I give facilities to them? I was the first person to open a free clinic in there, and today there's mushroom growth clinic. So apart from that, there was a full, there in Ladakh was at that time superstition, mysticism, and many bad traditions also. I fought against them also. I will not elaborate. Thank you very much.